and welcome. I'm in the process of getting equipment together to make a camp kitchen. I've already got, Coleman stoves, Coleman oven, this, that, and the other. But what I need is cast iron cookware to leave inside the camp kitchen. And I want to do that without spending a lot of money. So the other day I was at the big box store and I came across this. It is a 10.5-inch pre-seasoned cast iron skillet made by Ozark Trail. And it was $7.80 plus tax, so you're looking at right around $9. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do kind of a test and review of the Ozark Trail cast iron versus one of my vintage cast iron skillets. And the one that I'm going to use is a little bit smaller, just so I can fit them both on my Coleman stove. So I've got my two skillets, this one being the vintage, this one being the new Ozark Trail. And one thing I can tell right off the bat is that the texture on this one right here is real rough in comparison to this one, even on the inside. Now I know this one I've used 100 times, whereas this one is supposed to be pre-seasoned, but even at that, the texture on the inside is still real rough. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Now this skillet says that it is pre-seasoned, so theoretically it's ready for use. So I wiped it out and I'm going to put it on the Coleman stove and see how it does. All right, so I got my partially frozen roast cut up and I'm now ready to set up my Coleman stove. All right, so I got my stove set up. You can tell a difference in the two skillets when you scrape them. See how rough that sounds? So I may have to take some sandpaper or something to this one, and it does have a tendency to stick. I've added the second batch to both pans, and I've increased the oil level in the Ozark Trail pan just to see if it would help with the sticking, and it really doesn't appear to, so. All right, so here's the pan after cooking. As you can see, it had a lot of stickage, if you will, from the flour. So, and it is rather coarse in there as well. So here are both skillets as they came off the stove, and I'm just gonna take a paper towel and try to wipe them out, see how much stickage I have. So there's that one. And there's that one. As you can see, there's still a lot left in there that's stuck in there. So again, I think I'm gonna have to take a drill and a wire wheel and go in here and smooth all that out. This is what my cast iron skillet sounds like before sanding. And there's a couple of places in here that are high and it actually stops the spatula. Before I get to sanding on it, I've got my safety glasses and my dust mask. To get started, I'm going to use a wire wheel to get down here in the corner. Now I'm going to use my palm sander and some 60 grit sandpaper. I got my pan sanded, and as you can tell, it's a lot smoother sounding now. And in sanding, like right here, you could see where there's like a real high spot cast into the pan, and there's several around the inside of the pan. But at any rate, it is smooth right there now. With that done, I'm now ready to start the seasoning process. I got my pan washed, dried, and I warmed it up in the oven while it was preheating to 375 so that when I put the olive oil on there, it'll absorb into the pores of the pan and not just sit on top. Now I'm going to take and put the pan in the oven for an hour and then turn it off and let it cool by itself. I got my pan seasoned up. Now I'm going to try to fry some bacon with it. It seems like it's more non-stick now. So here's my cast iron skillet after cooking. As you can see, there's a lot less stickage to it, so I'm happy about that. To clean it out, I'm just going to use a paper towel and some water while it's still warm. Now up here, I've got a couple of places that it looks like the seasoning didn't stick, but in reality it did, so I don't know really what's up with that. But all in all, I'm gonna consider this successful re-seasoning of this pan. All right, Ozark Trail cast iron skillet, the good and the bad. The good is this seems like it's a well-made skillet. It's real thick, real heavy. And after I spent 10 minutes sanding it and using a wire wheel on it, and then the time I spent refinishing it or re-seasoning it, it turns out this is gonna be a great pan. And the bad, you need to know going in when you buy a cheap skillet like this, that you're gonna have to go in and sand it and hit it with a wire wheel and then turn around and re-season it. Now, in buying a pre-seasoned pan and doing research for this, I found out that the pre-seasoned coating that they use on these pans is some kind of mechanically polymerized something or whatever, and it didn't sound like it would be that good for you. So even buying a more expensive pan that is quote pre-seasoned, you might want to go ahead and strip it down and re-season it, but that's just my thoughts on it. So there's a look at the Ozark Trail cast iron skillet, and I believe that with a little bit of work and re-seasoning, this will turn out to be a great skillet. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time.